Hello and welcome to This Week on Q. I'm your host, Darek Lambert, kicking things off with 3 things you need to know. According to a new study from the American Medical Association's Pediatrics Journal, staying up late to snap selfies or play online games is keeping kids wide awake. Researchers analyzed reports of more than 125,000 children worldwide, according to a new study. American Medical Association's JAMA Pediatrics Journal results show a strong and consistent connection between media device use at bedtime and poor sleep. The light from these devices may delay the release of melatonin, which is the hormone that contributes to tiredness, making it harder for kids to fall asleep. Sleep hygiene tips include having a quiet, dark room free of all distractions. The National Sleep Foundation recommends at least 30 minutes of what they call gadget-free transition time before bedtime. Well, the bomb dropped on the Clinton campaign last week concerning more emails. Likely this won't be resolved anytime soon. A U.S. law enforcement official told CNN the initial work of categorizing Huma Abedin's emails found on Anthony Weiner's laptop could be done in the next few days. However, investigators are expected to spend more time to determine what, if any, classified materials are in the emails and whether the emails are relevant to the Clinton investigation. This could be the last game for the season for the Cubbies as they have to win the next 2 games to become World Series champs. Now, the Cleveland Indians are back home looking to win the championship in front of their fans. It was an overnight arrival back to Ohio for the Indians after their 3-2 loss to the Cubs Sunday night. The Indians now hold a 3-2 edge in the best-of-7 matchup. Game 6 is set for tonight in Cleveland. A win that night or the next would give the Indians their first World Series title since 1948. The Cubs, meanwhile, hoping to win the next 2 and get their first championship since 1908. That was the 3 things you needed to know to start This Week on Q. Now, let's start the show. We're just 1 week away from the presidential election, and if you thought we heard the last from the FBI about Hillary Clinton's emails, you were mistaken. With the investigation being reviewed just a week before the biggest day of her political career, Clinton is not holding back any punches, and Mary Maloney has more.
A few days after the FBI announced a review in the investigation into emails related to Hillary Clinton's private server during her time as Secretary of State, the Democratic presidential nominee hit back at what she says is questionable timing.
I'm sure a lot of you may be asking what this new email story is about and why in the world the FBI would decide to jump into an election with no evidence of any wrongdoing with just days to go. That's a good question.
The latest batch of emails were found during an FBI probe into former Congressman Anthony Weiner, who is the estranged husband of Clinton's longtime aide, Huma Abedin. Weiner is being investigated for allegedly exchanging sexually explicit text messages with an underage girl. But Clinton remains defiant that there won't be anything damaging in this latest review, even calling for more information about the emails to be released publicly.
I am sure they will reach the same conclusion they did when they looked at my emails for the last year. There is no case here.
The White House addressed the latest probe, saying it won't defend or criticize FBI Director James Comey for ordering the review just days before the presidential election.
The president doesn't believe that he's secretly strategizing to benefit one candidate or one political party. He's in a tough spot, and he's the one who will be in a position to defend his actions in the face of significant criticism.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The rumors that North Campus is haunted. Whether you're a believer or not, there is no denying something scary was happening last week at the Haunted Asylum. Sarah Vahlkamp now sits down with one of the students responsible for making this year's Haunted Asylum a scary success.
Thanks, Derek. I'm here now with Reed Benzinger, who helped make the haunted house this year such a success. Reed, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
First off, can you talk a little bit about how the haunted house started within the CEO Club?
Well, actually, the idea was proposed to come to the creepy haunted North Campus 2 years ago in class, and we just kind of took off with that idea and ran with it and turned it into a huge success.
It was a success. Did anyone expect that it would receive the attention that it did?
You know, definitely not last year. You know, we didn't have any idea that there would be, you know, so many people come, but this year there was a little bit of expectation that we were going to have a big crowd. So definitely this year we were expecting the big numbers.
Do you know about how many people came and about how much money was brought in?
There was about 1,100 people that came out from the community and the school. So it was, you know, times by $5 a person. That's about around $5,500 for total revenue.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how was the theme chosen for this year?
The theme was kind of chosen. We wanted to go with clowns and, you know, keep the asylum, but kind of factor in the clowns since there was so much, you know, publicity about the clowns scaring, and, you know, we wanted to channel that scary factor.
That would be pretty freaky. I didn't get a chance to go in it this year, but I can't handle haunted houses, so it sounds like a pretty good idea that I didn't get the chance to. Can we expect to have more haunted houses in the future?
You know, there will be a few of us graduating from the club, so there's going to be a little bit of a transfer of leadership. So we would hope that we could continue the haunted house, but someone's going to have to step up and take the reins. But I think since it's been such a success that we'll probably have another haunted house at North Campus in the future.
I hope so. Maybe I'll get the guts to go one of these days. Well, Reed, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you coming. Back to you, Derek.
After the break, put the costumes away and let the dieting begin. Halloween may be over, but some of this year's costumes will live on. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time on QU campus because we have QU TV. We have a television station where students can experience working as a director, an anchor, a reporter, photographer, doing weather, doing sports. We also have a newspaper where students can report, be photo editors, be executive editors. We've got a lot of opportunity there working on the student newspaper. We also provide students with the opportunity to do magazine articles with heavy research and giving them a little bit more time to expand on articles and do some in-depth investigative work. You know, moving forward, it's exciting because all of the skills they learn in every avenue will translate into what we have in the future, and web writing and mobile writing and all of our distribution platforms. We have an incredible opportunity to grow the department, to grow the program, and to grow students into excellent journalists.
From a Trump yard sign that delivers a shock if you touch it to one rigged up with green fishing line to trip up would be the thieves of the defensive techniques Trump supporters are using to stop their yard signs from getting swiped. CNN's Gene Moose reports.
Trump signs aren't just being stolen. This one went up in flames, torched by a guy in his underwear in Platteville, Wisconsin. The sign's owners were burned up, especially when they recognized Mr. Underwear.
Oh, I think that's our neighbor, our tenant.
Now, ex-tenant. So many Trump signs are being swiped that yard sign defense techniques are being deployed. Like using bike chain lubricant to make them slippery and messy, or worse yet, try dog poop, or replace your signs with something they can't steal.
I'm going to keep cutting it like this till Trump's elected.
An Indianapolis man used fishing wire and string spray-painted green to fasten down his Trump sign.
She loses her footing and lost her grip, and she went flying.
When one sign stealer gave up, the owner followed him.
Shoves me with both hands, knocks me down.
Another owner electrified his sign to zap a would-be thief. You hear less about Hillary signs being swiped, though this Florida woman has to bring her signs in at night. And this woman had someone come up to her door.
"Why are you voting for that?" And she pointed to my sign. And I was totally appalled.
Talk about a game of cat and mouse. Imagine using a mouse trap to protect your Trump sign. New Hampshire State Representative Gary Hopper calls sign stealers
the liberal commie scum,
and demonstrates with a disclaimer.
but I want to tell you something you shouldn't do.
Don't hook a 6-volt battery up to a mouse trap and then to firecrackers so when someone moves the sign. But even worse than stealing signs, who would abscond with a cardboard cutout of the Donald? Cut it out, people. This is shocking. Jeannie Mo, CNN.
A Kansas kid's Halloween costume goes viral after he goes as Donald Trump's hair. Jeremy Roth has more at today's Take a Look at This.
Well, Halloween has come and gone. Boo! Get it? Boo. Well, there was no shortage of clever costumes on display, but this one may trump them all. A Kansas fifth grader is going viral for his unique riff on everyone's favorite coiffed candidate. Gage DeVader of Wichita spoofed Donald Trump's infamous mane with a combination of grass skirts, an umbrella, and Trump's signature Make America Great Again hat, complete with eye holes. Gage says there's no political aim here. He just did it to make people laugh and never expected it to blow up like it has. Where there are witches, there should be broomsticks, right? Witch, please. A group of ladies in Florida got dressed up and did some witching, ditching the traditional brooms for bikes and riding through their South Walton community. The witches' brouhaha was for charity, scaring up donations for Children's Volunteer Health Network. And lastly, check out this creepy high-res image released by NASA showing active regions on the sun that just so happen to look eerily like a jack-o'-lantern. The image was actually captured earlier in the month, but it seems like an appropriate send-off for everyone's favorite cavity-inducing holiday. Take a look at this. I'm Jeremy Roth.
When we come back, I venture off campus to find some unique places in Quincy. Stay tuned.
Yes, growing up I had one deaf friend and that was the only deaf person I knew before coming to school here at QU. And now I regularly get to hang out and socialize with the deaf community, which has been awesome. Sign language isn't exactly like learning another spoken language because you use your body, facial expressions, your hands are your instruments. So it is definitely learning a new language. It has its own grammar and syntax and everything. It's not exactly like English like a lot of people think it is.
Students always say there's nothing to do in Quincy, but oh, are they wrong. In our new segment, Where in the Queue, I'll show you unique finds in Quincy and everything from shops to eateries. Here's our first feature of the series. Where in the Queue takes a little road trip down to a local coffee shop called Bailey's. Renee Higgins, the owner and operator of Bailey's, purchased the business about 4 years ago, with Bailey's being in the Quincy community for the last 12 years. And the business truly has become a part of her.
Bailey's is a family business. We're locally owned and operated, so you will see me here, you'll see my husband on weekends, you'll see our boys. Our staff becomes our family, so we're an extended family.
Bailey's is a business you can literally schedule your whole day around, especially with hours from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays.
You can come in the morning and have a muffin and a shot of espresso to get you going, and then come back after class and have a wrap or a cup of soup if it's colder. We do coffee drinks, non-coffee drinks, just a little bit of everything.
Bailey's recently moved down from the Q Center to their new location right off Broadway to a freestanding building to accompany all their coffee shop needs and an added bonus of a drive-through. This new location at 3024 Broadway gives customers the option to sit inside or outside to enjoy the food and drinks, and even offers free Wi-Fi for those students trying to get some work done in a relaxing environment. And if you're missing home a little bit, Bailey's has the answer for you.
Everything we make is homemade, so it might taste like mom, it might taste like grandma's, so we don't want to make you homesick, but it's a little bit of home that you can come and have here. So no box mixes here, we do everything from scratch.
So if you're having a craving for some fresh coffee drinks, wrap sandwiches, salads, or even for that sweet tooth, some fudge, Bailey's is the next destination for you. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on Q. As you can see, there's a handful of sports games coming up. Men's soccer takes on Rockhurst on Friday, part of the GLVC tournament. Women's basketball is at Indiana State. Women's volleyball at Wisconsin Parkside. And football is home Saturday against McKendree, so get out there and get your tailgate on. And men's basketball, Illinois State University. And then Laughter Has No Color Comedy Club on campus. This week on Q shows you what's going on in Hollywood right after the short commercial break.
You had plans. A baby wasn't one of them. You feel you can't afford a baby. Not now. How will you tell your parents? Your boyfriend? Are you or someone you know facing a crisis or an unplanned pregnancy? CareNet of Quincy knows making important decisions can be hard, and you need to have information you can trust. Take a moment, stop and think. Educate yourself. You are not alone. CareNet of Quincy is here to help.
Welcome back. Here's the latest from Hollywood with David Daniel.
I'd hate to jump the gun, but I think it's time. We're looking at the first proof of life beyond Earth.
You finally a daddy? It's gonna be a big custody battle over this one.
A space station crew's discovery goes from delightful to dangerous in the first trailer for Life. Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal star in the space thriller, which opens next May.
Ragged servant girl is what you are, and that is what you will always be.
Cinderella was a hit, and there's a lot of buzz around the upcoming Beauty and the Beast. Now another Disney princess is making the leap from animation to live action. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Disney has a musical live-action version of Snow White in the works. The 1937 original is considered one of the most successful animated films of all time. The new take will expand on the story and the music.
How does he get himself into this situation?
And Idris Elba wants everyone to know he's not sleeping with Madonna. The actor made his pro kickboxing debut in London recently for a TV reality show, and Madonna was ringside capturing the action for an Instagram video. The pair hung out afterwards, leading a British tabloid to conclude they were an item. Elba responded on Twitter with a denial and a Public Enemy quote, "Don't believe the hype." In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks for joining us for This Week on Q. Join us next week for more updates on this year's presidential election and the latest news on campus. I'm your host, Darek Lambert, and we'll see you next week on Q.